Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the Patreons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. So today guys, the last day of the year, I wanted to do two videos. 3 things we got this year that were amazing, and then 3 things we needed to be fixed this year, or things that were in a need to be added or something along those lines, but weren't, you know. I'm going to divide in 2 videos to not be too long. The first one will be the 3 things that we got this year that were amazing, and then we talk about the other one afterwards. And while we do that, we see the Sparrow just going to space because it thinks it needs to kill a satellite, because of course we are in an F-15, right? But yeah guys, the first thing is kind of a general idea, but the bigger maps in the air battles. Of course, that was a thing before, you know. We had EC maps and other things being added throughout the years. But I think this year they nailed it a little bit more on what people wanted. It's kind of like a win-lose situation, because at the same time they really introduced more people to the larger matches, which meant that the craziness of battles remained, which can be a good thing and can be a bad thing. In my opinion, it isn't generally a bad thing, because with missiles, when you have dogfights and stuff, it's alright, but with missiles that are, especially the fire and forget ones like the IR ones, especially the turn 30 to 40 Gs, they can be really annoying when you have no idea the missile is coming towards you. Of course, it's something that happens in real life, but remember, in a cluster of furballs that we have normally, it normally makes it difficult to have a situational awareness on where the targets are, you know. So yeah, although we had very good changes to the maps and new maps that were very cool, just like the map that we are seeing over here in this match, it's still, you know, missing some little things, but at least we are in the right, you know, direction, I think. The second one is the gap filling vehicles like the Type 81 for Japan, the Gripen for the UK, or the F-16AJ when it was added for the Japanese. All of these vehicles showed that the community complaining about specific nations only receiving certain vehicles like top tier jets really were kind of a major concern to Gaijin. At least I hope it wasn't on or by accident, right, that they added so many aircraft like that. Of course, at the same time and in the same patches, they added stuff like, I don't know, maybe the AK-141 that wasn't really needed at the same time as the F-16AJ, or later other aircraft that were added to the US and USSR where sometimes it wasn't really needed. But still, in a general sense, I think it was a very good year for minor nations, if you want to call them that. I like to call them just minor nations because of the meta of the game and the way that everything is. The US and USSR will always be the countries that receive the most stuff. It doesn't mean that they are actual minor nations, it's just the way that it's a way of calling them by a name that means that they are going to receive less stuff, right? But I think it was a big focus on to them. Of course, there were gaps that were there for a period of time that should have been a little bit, you know, briefer. Like for example, the Tornado ADV maybe being the only top tier jet, or the highest top tier jet that the UK had for a while. We had problems with maybe MBTs taking a little bit too much to be added, like the new Abrams and stuff. But although with all these problems, at the end of the day, they did a whole bunch of very good additions, including the last patch of the year that they added not only the F-15 for Japan, which is a country that really needed something like this, but also they added the Gripen for the UK, right? So at the end of the day, I think the gap filling objective was really on kind of a focus for a little bit at least, right? And the last one, of course, guys, I have to talk and mention about this. The economy update, guys. I think it was the big point of 2023, right? It was the main thing that they got it right. They initially got it completely wrong, and because of that, people rioted, and because of that, we eventually got a very, very good economy. I mean, it always has stuff that it can be changed, of course. It's nothing like, no game is perfect, but at least they really changed it in a way that it is just a lot easier to play the game. And at the end of the day, guys, remember, the War Thunder was becoming, and it still kind of is, very focused on grinding, you know. That's the main objective kind of the game sometimes, and you really kind of miss the point of just playing because you want to play. So more engaging game modes is always the best fix for that, but at the end of the day, if you make the economy a little bit easier to grind as well, it makes for people not focusing too much on grinding and focusing more on playing with the vehicles that they really want to play. So for example, if you really want to play with the F-15, it's easier to get the F-15, so you will have more fun at the end of the day, especially with the increased BRs and increased you know, ranks and stuff, and the amount of RP that it takes to grind aircraft, and the amount of silver lines that it took back in the day. It just meant that it was a needed change for a very long time, but they finally did it, and they basically heard the community, right? They heard so much that they are going to actually make another roadmap in 2024. Maybe not only focusing on the economy part of the game, but also on the gameplay side of things. Because, as I was saying, I mean, if they fix the gameplay problem, which is repetitive gameplay, I think it will be probably fixed. I mean, it will probably fix all the problems that the game has. You know, it's not like a very big one, I gotta say, but it is an important one. And the replay factor is always something that it needs to be accounted when you are developing a game, in my opinion, because if you don't have that, kind of fresh breeze of just a gameplay fresh breeze that you can actually use, and that means not only adding new aircraft, but having different modes that are engaging and having different objectives, etc., like that, can be really, really cool. And I think it is going to be probably my main focus on like something that they need to change in the future, right? But basically this is it, guys. Three things that were really, really big changes to War Thunder this year, and things that I think they need to continue to focus on in the upcoming years of War Thunder, because of course we love this game. We weren't doing videos, or me personally, I'm not doing videos just because I like doing videos, right? I really love War Thunder, and it became the focus of the channel because I love the game so much. So I really want the game to just increase or get larger, get bigger, get more attention, and stuff like this I think really helped that. I saw a lot of my older friends that basically forgot about War Thunder getting back to War Thunder because of the economy update. You can see on the amount of players playing the game, you know. It's right now, it's barely 8 in the morning here in my country, and we already have almost 200,000 people playing at the same time, right? So it's at its peak right now, I think, and they should focus on that to not go down into a, you know, spiral out of control of just losing players or anything like that. So keeping it fresh, making more roadmaps and stuff like that, and making the gameplay a little bit more engaging would really help. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. And I will have another video today, but Happy New Year. No, doesn't matter what happens. And I see you guys next year, tomorrow as well. I see you guys on the next one. Bye, subscribe.